We're on the hour. It's literally any second now. We're on the hour. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like how they announced it, where we're gonna swap servers and then get a cutscene everywhere and that. But it's literally any second the video will come crashing towards us. Someone catch the meteor. The thing that Bloxburg's updating, and it's like I'm gonna be playing Pressure tomorrow. Pressure's update. It's a big day for Roblox. Oh, it's 1 minute over. The meteor is 1 minute late. Oh! Never mind. Oh, here we go.
Oh! Oh my god. Hey guys, Erdogan here, back again with another video, and yep, it has been a long time since I have recorded a video, and it's also been quite a long time since I've last recorded a Roblox video, let alone Bloxburg, probably about 4 years ago. You guys seem to like the Bloxburg content, or just the Roblox stuff in general, so I'm going to try and get back into doing more Roblox content, and also more Bloxburg content, but just as you saw from the little intro of the video, yeah, Bloxburg has got a new map now. So the old map, which everyone's known since 2016, has now gone, and it's now up to a more like refreshed, more like modernized in terms of like building style for Bloxburg itself. Yeah, the whole new map has gone, brand new map. It's also a lot larger. So we're gonna dive straight into it. First thing you'll see is the Bloxy Acres and Riverside Estates has also been kept, so those are still estates in the game, but we've got two more. We've got, as you saw earlier, Lakeview Heights, and we've also got Sunset Point. These are two new locations for houses, so you've got a beachside one and you've got like a mountain one. These are ones here, so Bloxy Acres and Riverside Estates, they're the ones that will be closest to the town itself, and you basically have like more options. There is currently still 12 players available basically on the actual map itself for plots. They did say they were going to increase it at some point, so they are doing a lot of bug fixes, and then basically they'll increase it at some point in the future. It's not going. There is going to be more like plots for people, because obviously the map is larger. They can expand that. But what we'll do, we're going to start off and spawn on Lakeview, and as you can see immediately, the roads have definitely been updated. I've just got like a small little plot to make it a bit easier to load in. And as you can see, the mountain stretches all the way up there, and the town stretches all the way over here. You can see for a little preview, obviously loading render distance being 10, still on Bloxburg. It doesn't render everything because it's that big. But yeah, brilliant map. And as you can see, the bike may seem to be a lot slower than originally it was on the old map, but that's because they've added a new thing called speed limits. So as you see here, speed limit zone, your vehicle moves slower in this area. That's in residential areas and the town itself. So those are the two areas that will have the speed limit zone. Stuff like the highway won't have a speed limit zone, or the mountain area won't have a speed limit zone. Another thing that's added into the game is transport, or public transport. So you can now travel to basically all of these locations here and a couple more. So you've pretty much got a lot of locations to travel if you wanted to just fast travel and not spawn or not drive there, because the map is quite large. And that's just if you just want to get somewhere very quickly. But we're going to give you a little tour on the map. So Lake View Heights, yeah, so you have the mountainous area, then you have like the sun, like the beach area, and then you got the main town itself. And a picture on screen now does show all of the signs. This is from the Roblox Twitter post, all of the new signs that they've added for the new residential areas, and also for the existing ones that were already in the game before. So there's basically, like, the way I see it, they've actually added a lot more stuff, but all of the job locations now, they do have a better location. So over here you have like a type of beachy picnic area. And then if you carry on going down, you'll have like 2 of these locations. There's a lot of more things to explore. It took me and my friends a couple of hours, yeah, or when we first went into the game, when the map first loaded, and we were just goofing around basically, as you can see from this clip over here.
I need to put my volume up. Oh, it's so loud. Citizen duties. The cave always needs a good mowing.
I gotta mow the water, sorry, 2 seconds.
Wait, Rainy, how have you done that?
Wait, what'd she do?
Pardon? It's a pool floaty. It's a pool floaty. This is like an insane amount of like exploration that you'll need to do. A couple of things as well. The signs as well. They kind of like make little jokes, like, you know, the Bloxburg news people. They go meh 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 meh. Which means you've got meh meh falls and meh meh camp. I find that quite funny. All the jobs as well. All the jobs are still in the game, so there's no removed jobs. So lovely lumbers. New location fits quite well compared to the old map. Here's the other like picnic / beach like camping site. And then just above here as well, you have basically the main access down to the dam. So this is like a massive lake. This is the new location for Bloxburg Cave. So this is also in the top of the mountainous area. Up here to the side of the cave is where you have the observatory, which has had not an interior or exterior revamp, because it was revamped quite recently, or one of the newer ones. But it's had a revised front entrance and, you know, public toilets. So it's not got like the boring little car park anymore. Little viewpoints as well that you can have a look out into the map. So you got Victor's view, and then you've got the other view up here, which I can't remember what it was called. Which actually, yeah, never mind, it doesn't have one. And then obviously you got some more little like camp picnic tables over here as well. And then slightly up here, I believe this is also where the new campsite is located. So the campsite is actually quite far. So there's actually hang gliders down here. So I believe there's like 3 or 4 locations for hang gliders. So you got these ones over here. I'll show you the hang glider locations when we go down to there, back down to where the plots are. But this is one of the 3 or 4 locations. And obviously there's like snow on the game as well. So there's Meh Falls and Meh Camp. Peak Mountain and Peak Camp is over here. So the campsite, you know, in the previous one, it was basically all the actual like tents were built up in the same area. They were like all snuggled together with a bunch of trees on the outside. This one, it feels more like a proper camp. You got, you know, toilets, public toilets, and then spreading out of the actual tents, like 2 public toilets, and then you got a little lake as well, which And by the way, this one's got turtles in, and that there tunnel is basically like we had on the old highway, where there was just there was no actual way of going through it. But inside the lake here, we've got little turtles. You know, animals are in the game now, and this is what they would look like. So they're not going to be like the pet simulator animals, where they're like floating above you, or like following you, which means they're actually taking a nice approach to it. And then up here is basically the snowy mountainous area. So this is the second one here. Basically halfway up the mountain. And then you've got just around the top of the mountain about here is where you have the third one. And I kind of find this pretty cool because, you know, they've got little ice tunnels which look really nice, especially when you're driving through it. They've really put like a lot of thought into this map. Obviously, they will need to increase the render distance, because the render distance is obviously being a larger map. As you can see, I can't really see any of the plots. I won't be able to. Compared to if I was on one side of the map, I'll be able to see people's rendered in plots quite easily. But being a bigger map, it's going to be harder to see the plots over here, there, and there. That's the other location for the hang gliders. And obviously up here, you know, it's like a little mountain you can climb. If you wanted to, like, you know, role play as like a mountain climber. But yeah, this is like one of the tallest points on Bloxburg now. Well, that one up there is the tallest point, but this just shows how much the map is, like how big it is. Like this was where we just came from, and we've just traveled all the way over here, and we still got all of this to discover. Like it's insanely huge. I'll just take a little shortcut. But there is also a lot of different roads that you can take to different locations, so it's not just one road to the camp. You can go through this way, or you can basically like up this mountain road here, or you could go from the other road down there, which leads from the observatory. And then you got Meme Falls. This is another location we can go to, and there's also as well a lot of these places in the mountains will have these mountain bike rentals that you can use, and in the city it is e-scooters and e-bikes. Another thing is you'll get telephone boxes, which you can just like role play by talking into it. And you can also throw a party. So this is another way of throwing a party. Pretty similar to how you can do it on the mobile phone. So it's just another way of like, if you don't want to open up the mobile phone and you're close to a telephone box, you can always just go here instead. And obviously order food to your plot. Just like how the other mobile phones work that you can build on your plot. Viewpoint as well of the actual like the dam and the lake. But inside these waters, they actually do have like a lot of detail, which you can see from like over here slightly. But you've got like grass, and I can actually just show you from like the thing here. But they've added a lot of stuff underneath. I know it may not look like much, but they've added some small patches to make it look like it's not just bare bone. Yes, it goes along, but it makes it feel a lot nicer. Here's more of the like bus stops. You get a lot of them, so they are dotted around the map, and they all have like their own specific name on the bus stop, so that you know whereabouts to go. And as well, there's two types of bridge, like tunnels. This one is Pinewood Bypass, and there's one basically just on the motorway as well. I say the motorway because I'm from the UK, but the highway if you're American. But yeah, over here is the other location for the hang gliders. It's literally just off the plots, and it brings you up to these like sort of windy roads, like paths. But yeah, here's the other location. So you have like 3 different levels or 4 different levels. But yeah, this is the main. They got a lot of roads as well. Down here is like me and my friend, we fought this. So if you remember correctly on the old map, where the event plot was on the top, like around the top of the map, where like the Bloxburg or the Bloxburg battles or the whatever they were called. This is the new location which we believe on it, as it's pretty empty over there. There's nothing over there at the moment. But if we go down over here, as you can see, this plot over here has parking, some rental bikes, and it's also got like just a square patch. So this is where we believe the new like event plot could be. So if you are wondering where the new event plot could be, it could be in this location here. Going back now, so we're going now onto the highways. So this highway is quite detailed, and I think a lot of people wanted to have a highway. But yeah, this is also at the cliffside tunnel, which kind of reminds me of the tunnel in GTA 5, which I will show you a picture of now if you've not played GTA 5. This is very similar in terms of the actual like pillars in the middle. More bridges. This bridge is basically linking from the Lakeview Heights, which leads up to the Riverside Estates. Man, and just off the highway motorway is you got some like these like wind turbines, and then that's the same thing, the tunnel, which you can't actually view inside, or you can't go into them. And also every tunnel you can't actually go in to the, because there's nothing in here, but you can't go into these little like rooms here either on either side. There's nothing behind it, which is unfortunate, but I guess obviously that just means they'll have to then make the map slightly bigger. I don't know how they want to do it. They'll probably open it in the future. Hope that's maybe at some point, hopefully, but I can't see that being used at all. So we can go and view the next estate, which leads up to a dirt road and a small roundabout, like turning intersection. Is you've got Riverside Estates. So Riverside Estates is located. So if you're looking from the sea, so you're coming into the land, Riverside Estates is basically just left of the town. And here is our first glance at the e-scooters. So you got a little sign, you know, ride fast, stay wild, scoot forward. Like these ones are free of charge. So all of the bikes, like e-bikes, e-scooters, and the mountain bikes, they are all going to be free of charge. So you can just use them whenever you want, which is quite nice. So if someone has not got a vehicle or any way of getting around the map without walking, this is quite handy for them. So this is quite nice. And they're also located just around like a lot of the plots. So this is basically, yeah, like 4 plots on here in Riverside, 4 plots on Bloxy Acres Estate, and then you've got the 2 plots on Sunset Point and Lakeview Heights. And then obviously here's the e-bikes. They got their own brand, Sunset Cycles, which is quite cute. And yeah, more bus stops, so you can go to Cape. Basically, they're all just dotted around the map, so you'll see a lot of these bus stops. Another little beach here, and a lighthouse that you can actually go into, which is quite nice. There is an island over there, but what I'll do, I'll actually make a video on discovering all of the little like secrets and Easter eggs and like just hidden stuff through the map, which I will go through with that island. And as well, there's a bed in here, so you can actually roleplay as a lifeguard. You got a bed, you got a closet, like a little wardrobe type of chest. You got I could read a book, sit down. You can also got like a radio and all of the fun stuff that you will need. Obviously no shower and food, so you'll have to go into town and get food and shower. I don't know where you can free shower in this game. So if you don't have a house but you don't want to you want to role play somewhere else, or if you can't get a plot but you want to still role play as like your own place, you can just do it on the lighthouse. And fun fact, obviously this lighthouse is turned off, but at night time or when it gets to a certain less visible light, that will turn on, and it spins around, which is actually quite cool. Obviously got some little seats here, but yeah, lighthouse is pretty functional if someone wants to role play as a lighthouse keeper. Yeah, you got another way of role playing instead of just being like, you know, the burger chef or like the pizza workers for jobs. This obviously isn't a paid job, but you can pretend it is. Now coming down to the town, you have one of the first beaches. So this beach has obviously the little huts. It's not got those like lounge like beddings with the wooden posts and the curtains, which I kind of miss on the old beach from the old game, which was old map, which was renovated. But you do have stuff like, you know, these deck chairs, these little blankets, so you can lay down, like guitars you can play, sands you can kick down and rebuild, and just move these around as well. Actually, no, you can't, unfortunately. Yeah, you can also pretend to be a lifeguard, but there is not just one beach now. You got this beach, you got the small beach over there, the 2 little beaches where in the Lakeview Heights, like mountainous region, and you've also got the beach just over there where the Ferris wheel is. Down here, just past before Riverside Estates, and before the bridge into the main town, is you have a little park, so which is quite cute because they've actually got like a basketball court here that they've got a moving truck in. So I believe they're actually building, like, they're going to probably building a basketball court. That's what it looks like. You know, they're not going to leave it like that forever, which is that's my thoughts on it. Over there you have a quite little cute like concert stage thing in the park, picnic blanket, barbecue area, a kids park, and obviously like the basketball court, which is being built still, and a fountain. And so these are, you know, if you want to like role play with a kid going down, this is like basically a really nice place for them. A lot of like role players will be happy about this new map. And what I find funny is the notice board has a calendar. I don't know what they need a calendar for in the notice board, and sticky notes, but yeah, some just people like sticking random stuff on there. So over here, the gas station, which was originally on the highway, is now located just over here next to BFF Supermarket. So it's got a bit more of a roleplay use. So, you know, it's not one of those ones that was just sat out in nowhere, never used. Just like the parking lot, which obviously has not been transferred over because that has been deleted. BFF Supermarket and the gym have now got a relocation, and I think this is quite fitting going up and then round. We have a lot of these in where I live. Basically, you have like a massive hill, and then there's places located just about basic buildings located on like a raised elevation, which I find quite nice. These buildings as well, one you can go on the roof on this building, but a lot of these buildings here aren't actually like furnished. Like they're just empty shells. There's nothing in apart from, you know, being pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much empty. So I can see these being used in the future as like maybe like some businesses or like some walk-in shops. And as well, like just like the lighthouse, you can sleep in the lighthouse. You can actually now roleplay as a homeless person. Behind fancy furniture and this little store here, you have a little like homeless alley with graffiti, bin, stuff like these little trolleys with boxes you can move. So you can roleplay as a homeless person if you wanted to. And what everyone has been waiting for a long time in this game is Bloxburg High School. Everyone has been waiting for a school in Bloxburg. They've always been asking for a school, and we have now got a confirmed opening date of fall 2025, probably like October, November time of a school. But you do actually have a rough outline of the school, so we can't actually have a rough idea of what it's going to look like. It's like this being like the front entrance. What the hell just happened to my body? But yeah, you got like a rough outline. This will probably be an elevator of some sort, like a little like maybe theater over here for like drama, canteen or something probably like over here because there's like an outdoor bit, and some classes. It's gonna be like 2 stories at least, so there'll be classes on top as well. So we've got a pretty good school like layout already. It looks quite good. And yeah, and the stairs obviously don't like bikes. And the janitor as well has been demoted from a building to a gazebo / like looking a tent thing. So he's been demoted. So, and he's also over here in the school. So I feel like the janitor job might have a better use of now being a janitor for a school instead of just around the little town. So that's always going to probably give some roleplay options as a janitor for the school. So I think the people might actually enjoy that job, like in compared to, because I've never seen anyone use that job or like in the old map. As well, the speed limit being in this game as well, or in the town. But yeah, a lot of these buildings are just like, you know, just fillers, which I hope they get used at some point. And as well, the new City Hall has got a front courtyard, which actually makes it look a lot nicer. And they've also now got an elevated bit before, so it's not just a road and then a little like stairwell. But this has not changed. This is all the same basically. I feel like this will probably get an update at some point. These look like pretty much, they might get an update but not get an update, but this will probably get one. And here's the old map like statue thing, which you can actually buy for 400 block bucks. Obviously as well, it's basically just a massive like if you wanted to like show off the old map or remember the old map, this is the way to do it. Obviously basically being here with like the old the new theater. So this is basically just another way of finding out the map or just remembering it. And you can actually watch both the trailers on this one as well. So obviously you can't watch the trailers on the one that you buy in your plot. You basically, it gives you a description of what's in the build mode. But if you want to actually watch the trailers again, you can always just go to the town centre or the city hall. A water tower is just located, and this is going to be where Bloxy Acres is. So Bloxy Acres being, if you're looking at from the seaside, is the right hand side of the map of the town. Yet again, 2 plots located just like here, here, and here and here. So they go in the 4 square. So these could be like more plots here. So maybe like 1 or 2 more plots here. And Bloxy Acres has 3 entrances. This entrance, the entrance is basically by the highway, and also coming down from over here as well. So you got 3 entrances to Bloxy Acres. Bloxburger, that's got a new like car park and drive-through location, which looks pretty nice. It's not just been squashed in the place. The bins have also, the actual big waste bins, they've had a nice redesign. Obviously, because we've moved location, so they've had different location on different design bins. The best thing I think is the relocation for Pizza Planet, where it's been placed. I think this is a perfect location. You've got outside seating now, which when it gets revamped would look brilliant, like beautiful. The theatre as well, how there was a car park outside the theatre. It looked kind of weird being in like a random location, but this actually blends in quite nicely in the main town. Like, it's just on a side street with the rest of the buildings. Another thing, Mike's Motors has actually finally, and I wasn't expecting this, but Mike's Motors has actually had a revamp or a redesign in the update. There's a new map, which I thought it was going to come quite later, but no, it's actually had a revamp, and it looks properly like a proper dealership now. The window, the rolling like door to let the vehicles in and out. If you buy the vehicle, you can always then drive it out, drive it in. The mechanic job is just here. Obviously, if you want to wait for your car to get repaired or buy a car. And showing off some of the new vehicles as well as having another entrance and some offices if you wanted to role play as buying a vehicle, or you wanted to sell a vehicle and role play as that. Pretty much as well. And the roundabout here has Tom 1, the founder of Bloxburg, with a beard, which I find quite funny because I think the other Tom is Tom 2. So in lore-wise, the old Bloxburg Tom didn't make it. That's what my theory is. And then we got a new Tom. And over here, obviously, basically, it's just a lot of parking spaces, a lot of filler buildings at the moment. So you have way more parking compared to the old map. A little entrance over here, basically just a little park with a hot dog stand. And the second beach, which actually has these gazebo little bed things. They've just got like sun lounging chairs. Which is still nice. It gives them more of like a premium vibe beach with the feet washer, which you can still wash your feet or wash your body, and then on the other side just wash your feet. If I can do that, I guess you can't. Oh well. But yeah, this one's a little bit of a longer beach, so you have it from over here, and it ends pretty much to about where the water is over there, which is what I think is going to be a new dock for boats. Styler Studios, O'Hare Studios, has a new building outside, but the interior is still the same. That's going to get revamped. And some of these buildings here, like this one here, I can see as being added as like a restaurant job, or just a restaurant that you can go to, because these will be pretty nice to have as an open building, because like I said with the other buildings, there's nothing in there at the moment, which I can see this being used as like a really nice restaurant. Ben's Ice Cream, the Fisher Job, and the Ferris Wheel are all back over here. But now that we've got an actual bigger ocean, a bigger map, I can see stuff like, an airport maybe, or helicopters and like biplanes, no, propeller aircraft like the Cessna, or just any like small aircraft, and then some big boats, maybe like a speedboat, a yacht, like a fishing boat, which could make the fishing job a bit more fun. You can then go out to sea and fish. And this is pretty much where I can see like this being used like a dock. You just have your vehicles over here, which would be quite nice. You can just you can buy a vehicle on like build mode or something, and then have it. You can spawn it here, spawnable vehicles, and then maybe increase it to like over here as well, like the actual docks itself. The highway as well, it just loops around, so there's nothing too much over here. But this is also now the 4th location for residents, so Sunset Point. Basically, it's more of like the beach side, so you got a nice bridge to lean over. More sunset cycle bikes, so a lot of these e-bikes and e-scooters are going to be everywhere. But yeah, here are the 2 beach plots, which is quite nice. So you don't actually, if you have a beach house, you don't actually have to build the water and the beach anymore. You just build the normal house, and you can just place it here, and then you have infinite access to the beach and the actual like sea itself. So it gives you, it won't look odd on the old map where you would have like a random just bit of sand and water on your plot. Now this would actually look quite nice. And obviously, as well, I'm thinking about getting into more speed, or actually doing speed builds of houses, which I can do. What I'll probably do is themed builds. So I'll come over here if I want to do like a themed build for the, like a beach house, or if I want to do like a mountain house, I'll go over to the mountainside. So let me know if you want me to see some themed builds. If you want me to actually do them, let me know in the comments if you want to see them. And then obviously over here is basically just the same like entrance into Sunset Point. Is you just got like these little like flyers on the lampposts with a little bridge that just goes over back to the highway. With the other entrance, so there's pretty much each estate has 2 entrances. Well, Riverside Estates has another entrance, but it's not got signs outside. But in terms of what like entrances with signs, each location has 2 signs entrances. So one over here, one over there for the sunset. But Bloxy Acres has 3. So yeah, that is pretty much the map. Let me know if you like the map, if you prefer the old map. I don't know, some people still prefer the old map, but let me know in the comments below what you like about this map, what you hate about it. Do you like the old map or do you like this map? I want to share your thoughts below. Liking the video if you liked it. You know, show me that my content is, you know, enjoyable. And also, if you want, why not consider subscribing? You know, let me know basically that you enjoy my content and it supports me as well. So yeah, without further ado, I hope to see you in the next video.